Hi guys, so today I've got a simple improvisation exercise for you to try. So this is something that I give to my beginner piano students and to people who play classical piano who've never tried improvising before. It's quite a fun, simple little exercise that people seem to enjoy, so I thought I'd do a video on it. So this exercise is based around a simple 4-chord sequence. So I'll just run through those 4 chords with you now. So our first chord is C major, and then G major, then A minor, and then F major. So that's C major, G major, A minor and F major. So if you need to spend a few minutes just getting familiar with those 4 chords, then that's fine. So once you're happy with those 4 chords, then we're going to start adding some rhythm to them. So what we're going to do is 4 beats per chord. So just like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And just carry on through the whole sequence with that same rhythm. One, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So once you're okay with that, then we're going to start adding some right hand into it. So to start with, we're going to keep things really simple, and all we're going to be doing is playing one note for every 4 chords. And the notes we're going to be choosing are going to be chord tones. So if you're not sure what a chord tone is, a chord tone is a note that is part of the chord that we're playing. So for example, if I'm playing a C major chord, then our chord tones would be C, E and G. If I was playing a G major chord, then our chord tones are G, B and D. So chord tones are not the only notes that you can play over these chords, but for this exercise I just want to keep things really straightforward and simple. So for example, I could pick E as a starting note when I play my C chord. So I'm just going to hold that E over the 4 beats in my left hand. Now when I change to the G chord, then I could move down to a D, because that's a chord tone. So let's try that. So we go E, and then moving down to the D. Now when I go to A minor, I'm going to use a C. And then we change to the F chord, then I'm going to play a C again. So you notice that the C is part of A minor, but it's also part of F. Okay, so let's try some different chord tones this time. So I'll start on G. I'm going to go up to a B, and then a C, and then F. So this time we'll go E, down to a B, and then E, and up to F. So this is basically a chance to try out different patterns, try out different combinations of chord tones, and see what you can come up with. There's no right or wrong notes, so you will come up with different things than I do or someone else will, and that's fine. So you can experiment with going up high on the piano or coming down lower. Another thing to experiment with is small intervals or large intervals. For example, I could start on this E, but jump all the way up to this D, and then jump all the way back down to this C. Or I could try smaller intervals, for example, how I did in the beginning, starting on this E and then just going sort of stepwise down like that. So in that instance I'm using quite small intervals. So try different stuff out and see what you like. So once you've had a bit of fun with that, we're then going to extend this exercise a little bit, and we're now going to start playing 2 notes per chord. So that's 1 note every 2 beats. Again, we're just going to stick with chord tones, keep it nice and basic. So 2 notes per chord is going to look something like this. So there's going to be a little bit more thinking involved as you look for different chord tones. So go as slow as you need to. You don't necessarily need to go at the speed that I'm going at here. Go as slow as you like. This is just to kind of show you what it will look like. You can repeat notes as well, that's absolutely fine. So have a little go with that, spend some time on that, and see what you can come up with. Now what you could also do with this is adjust the rhythm of the 2 notes slightly. So the way I'm playing it, I'm playing 2 minims, like the last 2 beats each. But you could play 1 longer note and 1 shorter note. So there we're kind of improvising with the rhythm. So for example, we could play one that lasts 3 and then one that only lasts 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, like that. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Or you could do it the other way around. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So again, spend some time with that and see what you come up with. There's no right or wrong notes with improvising. So just have fun with it. So for the next part of this exercise, we're going to basically combine the 2 previous ones. So we're going to alternate doing 1 note per chord and then 2 notes per chord. So that's going to create a new pattern. So that will look like this. So for example on C, we'll just do 1 note. And then when we move to the G, we'll do 2 notes. And then 1 note. And then 2 notes. 1 note again. 2 notes on G, 1 note, and then 2 notes. Like that. So again, spend a little bit of time on that until that feels comfortable, and then we're going to move on to the final part of this exercise. So for the final part of this exercise, you have a bit more freedom. And this is basically a chance to come up with your own rhythmic patterns. Now this can be 1 note, 2 notes, 3 notes, 4 notes per chord. There's no restrictions now. It can be a bit tough to get started. Sometimes you don't really know what to do. So I'm just going to play through a few different patterns, and feel free to use these or adapt these slightly, or just have a listen. And hopefully they might inspire you to come up with your own patterns. So I'll just play through a few now, which will hopefully give you some ideas. So hopefully some of that will help you or inspire you to come up with your own patterns. Now I will add one more step to this. If you feel really confident with this, I mentioned at the beginning that chord tones are not the only notes that you can use, but I just wanted to keep things really simple for beginning with improvising. But just to take it a step further, if you want to, then you can start adding in other notes. And the notes that we can add in are basically notes from the C major scale, so any of the white keys. So I'm just going to play around a bit and I'll show you examples of using non-chord tone notes and how you can integrate those into your improvising. So chord tones here. Now here I'm using an E over a G chord, but it still sounds nice. So it's not a chord tone, but it still sounds nice. And often non-chord tones sound a little bit more colourful, so they can really add some nice textures to your playing. So I'll carry on a bit now. So mixing chord tones and non-chord tones. So there over the F chord, I put a B in. On its own, it sounds a bit dissonant, but in the context, then you can make it sound really nice. So again here, I'm adding in non-chord tones in between. They can sound really nice. And that is the whole exercise. So take your time with this, have fun with it. Spend as much time as you want on the very beginning exercises if you need to, and just enjoy them. So please let me know in the comments if you found this lesson helpful, or also if you have any of your own ideas that you think would help other people out about this exercise. Then please do put those in the comments too. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please remember to subscribe and all that nonsense. And I'll see you again in the next video. Cheers guys, bye.